Hey, you want to ride the tractor? Okay, let's do it. This stuff is nice. It's decomposing. It's really hot. You want that. Tegus like that. In the outdoor enclosures, I notice like when the females are building their nest, those nests create so much heat because of the decomposing material that they use in their nesting box. So you guys have seen me, if you've been watching the channel, how I put logs inside the enclosure, and the goal is for those logs to rot, break down, decompose, and the tegus will rip into them and use them as nesting material. And I'm telling you, there's a huge difference between a nest when you find it, one that has that decomposing material, because that nest is humid, it's warm, and versus one that doesn't. And we did it last night. Me and the tractor cut the headlights on and started scooping dirt, and it took about 45 loads. And then this morning I came out, got up, fed all the animals, fed all the tegus, and then I started spreading it out with the rake, and I used a 5-gallon bucket to fill in all the hides. Check it out, you guys. So all 32 enclosures, the soil is done, the concrete is done, the metal is done. The next step to completely finish this bottom layer is putting the tops of the hides on. So I've got a couple here. We just gotta put them on, make sure they fit, because they were all kind of cut the same size. And you don't want them tight, because if they're tight, then if this board right here warps it all over time, then the lid hits it, and that's annoying. I've had that happen in the past, so I've learned to give yourself like a 1/2 inch on each side, which is part of the reason why I put these 2x2s in. Let me show you real quick. That's why these are here, to have as a lip on both sides. That's just to give yourself some space there. Today we're getting a delivery of the metal roofing. They're 23 feet long each piece. So 23 feet long, 3 feet wide. We're gonna have 2 of them run the entire length of the enclosure to make sure everybody is out of the weather when we have weather, and to give them a layer of shade. They got 2 layers of shade. They'll have the roof and they have their hides. I was thinking about it last night while I was shoveling all this dirt into these enclosures. I was thinking of how thankful I am that I'm able to care for my tegus the way I am. I'm able to fill 32 enclosures full of dirt and mulch, and that might not seem like a lot to you guys, but to me, like, it costs a lot to care for tegus properly. And when you're talking doing 32 enclosures at one time, it feels impossible to do it correctly. But because of you guys and your support, you guys have, it's just amazing. But you guys have given us that ability to do this by supporting us, by choosing where your money goes, and buying tegus from us has made it all this possible. And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that, this is in my yard. I'm still blown away whenever I come out and look at this thing. It's freaking beautiful. It's amazing. All right, got the sun going down. One last update for today. You guys can see, I'm gonna just walk the line. I'm gonna walk the line because I'm proud of this. Check it out. All the tops, as you guys saw in the time lapse, my neighbor came over today and helped me out, and we were able to finish every single top. All the tops had to be cut 1/4 of an inch smaller than what they were. So, you know, that was fun. But now that that's done, it's all been hooked on. They all have hinges, and just want to show you guys, we got to open up one of them. Boom. Check it out. Amazing. I'm so happy to have hinges on my hides. That's not something that I've had before. Look at my backyard. This is crazy. I can't believe it. This is my yard. Typically during this time of the year, I'm working on these enclosures. So that is what today is all about. Getting these enclosures up and ready for the breeding season that's coming up here in a few weeks. So I've got my nephew here. and we took out all the hides, water bowls, these trays, everything's gonna get power washed and cleaned. And then what we're doing is we are taking a load of dirt from the tractor, we're dumping it into these containers, and then putting it in here, raking it out. We're piling it up higher in the back to help water, you know, if we have any really hard rains, the water goes to the front and their hide stays nice and dry. You guys can see, I don't know if the camera picks that up, the slope in here. This enclosure is beautiful. Look at this. That rock, I remember putting that in here. I remember putting all these things in here. But we got the mulch, dirt added. We're doing it to every single enclosure, cleaning this area up and getting ready for spring. Taking a break on these for a day and hitting the OG enclosures and making them fresh and new. The Tegus sure are going to appreciate that when we put them out here this spring. They're gonna love it. They love fresh dirt. They love it. So, and I love seeing them love their enclosures that they're in. That's what it's all about. All right, so last time I picked up the camera was when my nephew was here and we were getting some work done. I didn't work on the enclosures at all yesterday, except for adding some logs. Look at this one right here. It's a beauty. It's got moss and fungus and vines growing out of it. This thing's awesome. We're still gonna be moving some dirt over here, but let me show you what we did. So every single enclosure in this row right here and the enclosures over here all got about this much dirt, 4 or 5 inches. So all the water bowls got cleaned, dirt added, hides cleaned out, ready for straw. I feel good. That was a smart decision. It was really good. You know, whenever you have these new projects, you can't neglect what you already have. Today I'm back working on this. I'm gonna start putting in the divider walls. So these walls right here, all these walls, I'm gonna start cutting those down and getting them in place. And hopefully we're gonna try this weekend to order the next load of lumber. That'll be the last load of lumber. So the next video that you guys see about the enclosures, we'll be finishing them, which is wild. Can't wait for that. So far, I know we're not using it yet, but so far I'm really happy with this design and I feel really confident about it. When I used to build enclosures, I would staple the hardware cloth to the bottom of the 2x12s. And why I stopped doing that is because each staple is an area of weakness for the wood. And that is where the wood starts breaking down, is where those staple holes are. I didn't think about it whenever I built that. But with this one, there are no staples in the bottom. You guys, that is why this is very important. Overlap it all the way around. Look at this. It is so secure on here. And there's no staples in the bottom of this enclosure at all. So yeah, so I've been cutting those up. I was planning on cutting all of them and then putting all of them in at the same time, but I'm thinking actually to do one section at a time. That's gonna work out better. That way I put in 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I put on the face board. And we'll just do that all the way around this thing. All right. So you guys can see how that works. We set our dividers in, screwed them in through that middle board, and then we put the face board on. And we screw it in. Boom. Once I get to my first intersection here where the face boards meet, I paused on putting this divider wall in, and then I went ahead and put on my metal plates because they would be in the way of this divider wall. So now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put the divider wall up right now and then continue with the other divider walls until I get to the next intersection. Then I'll do the face plate and repeat the process. And then for these screws, I just screw them right into the wood and push them right through that metal plate and into this board. So I don't know if there's a better way to do this, but that's how I've been doing it. All right, and then I'll do the same thing in the back. Check it out. This is your new room. This is your new room. You like your room? That's where you can sleep in there. Yeah, that's where you go night-night. Oh, is that okay? And just like that, we've got 2 baseboards on, and look at this. Let's do a little walk down. Oh man. This layer is really rewarding because it's, you really start to see it take shape. From 6 cages in my backyard to about 70 in my backyard. Wild. Never expected this. Look at that. Fungus. All right, time to cut some more boards and then do this 2 more times down this side and then 4 times on the other side. And this layer will be done and we'll be ready to purchase the next massive load of lumber. It's so much. It's a lot, so it'll be the biggest purchase so far, is the top layer. He's just staring at me this whole time. You're stuck? Okay, well, I'm gonna go inside. You're gonna stay here?
No.
Wait, I thought you were stuck.
Huh?
You're not stuck.
Huh?
You're not stuck. You tricked me. You want to help me get my tools? All right, come on out. All right. Whoa, you just jumped down. Here, can you get these screws? I need to get some more. All right, so I'll be honest. This week, I'm feeling a little burnt out on this enclosure. It's really repetitive, this next step, just putting on this second layer. It's been repetitive, but also I haven't not worked on this thing since we broke ground. And I was feeling a bit burnt out, but also like I want to have the Tegus outside like a week from now. And there's still a lot to be done, even though we're making good progress. And it's not that I just like don't want to work on something or don't want to be outside, or it's just about doing this. This specifically day after day has gotten a little bit old. So it has helped this week to kind of take a few days to work on stuff over here or do half days on the enclosure. But today we kind of just did a little bit at a time throughout the day, and we did get quite a bit done. Our next video will be finishing this enclosure, okay? So we just did something insane, absolutely crazy. We just got done ordering everything we need for these enclosures. Everything. Every single thing has been ordered. Now we're just waiting on it to get here and put it together, but thank you guys so much for your support. I'm blown away. You know, you guys, all this is scary. This isn't easy to me, doing this and talking to this camera. It's all scary, but I'm doing what I need to do and things are falling into place, and I'm so appreciative to all of you guys out there. Thanks again. I appreciate it. It's amazing.